All right, hey guys. All right, so if you're pulling this up, it's because you have a most likely a 4th gen Ram. You could have a 5th gen, but they may not be old enough yet or with enough miles out there. But this is a 16 Ram 2500. It's got the 6.4 Hemi in it. Like most of these trucks, had very low heat. It also had a thermostat code. I went ahead and did that. Didn't take a video of it. There's plenty of videos out there on how to do that. So if you're having heat, I do recommend doing a heater core. That's the #1 way to fix it and fix it right. This is the #2 way, I believe, of doing it. Get you some CLR, about 2 gallons of water in a bucket. Do not sponsor them, but I do use their parts, and they're close by to me, so I use their bucket too. I've had this little pump laying around for a long time. I use it for a lot of different things, heater core flushes being one of them. Milwaukee 12-volt pump. Don't mind the fact that the ground and the power are both red. I know, that's just what I had laying around, and it works. So 3/8 goes into the pump. 3/8 slides into the 5/8 hose, and then just I didn't want to do reducer and all that. Then I went. You can go to Walmart hardware store, get you some adapters, 5/8 adapters. You know, dual barb fittings, but connect those hoses to your heater hoses. Here is my heater hose, OEM heater hose, out of the heater core to the pipe, to the hose, going to the bucket of CLR. Do that with both of them. The bottom one's kind of hard to see because it's kind of stretched down at the bottom, but you can see it is right there, and it is connected. Those go to your heater core. Flush your heater core. Roughly, I do about 20 minutes on the inlet, then reverse the flow, 20 minutes that way, and it just sitting there flowing. It's going to get kind of noisy, but I'll show you what it looks like. It might take it a second to prime, but there you go. It's just going to sit there and pump CLR through your heater core for roughly 20 minutes or 30 minutes each way. That should fix your heater problems in these old trucks. Make sure your evap's not clogged. I can make a video if you want to know how to change that, or how to check it. There's a super easy way you can do it from inside the cab. I can make a quick little video on how to do that. It may not be a bad idea. If you're doing this already, they're cheap enough. I don't know if I'll recommend doing it. These Rams are pretty bad about it anyways. The thermostat housing, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's right underneath this hose right here. It's right there. They're bad about going out. They're bad about getting stuck. Then your truck doesn't get up to temperature. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but the thermostat on these is 219 degrees. Your truck should run somewhere close to that. If it's cold, they have a big grill in the front of them. They may run a little cooler, but they should, run in that general area. Flush your heater core while you're at it. Just go ahead and pop your new thermostat housing on it. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying it's not a bad time to do it because you have the system opened up anyways. Get you a gallon of concentrated antifreeze. Fill it back up after you hook everything back up, and you should have heat. This is a easy way of doing it. One thing I will say, please, after you use this mixture, empty everything out, dispose of it properly, however your county tells you to do so. Fill this bucket up with water, fill you up another one. Put this hose into the clean bucket of water and have it pump that 5 gallons of bucket into the other one. Once that's done, switch the flow and run that backwards. That way there's no CLR and all this mixture in your heater hose. You can also do this with a water hose and flush it out. I just feel like the CLR does a really good job of cleaning out your heater core. As long as you don't let it sit for an extended period of time, it shouldn't hurt anything. But this is a good DIY way of a DIY way. That sounds funny. This is a good way to get your truck blowing the heat again and save you a fortune from going to the repair shop. Something anybody can do. I do recommend having a lengthy extension. This makes it a breeze to do your thermostat housing. Pay attention to the direction of your hose. It is easier to put your thermostat housing and your hose together up here, and then use everything to put it together. There's a little white line that is really hard to tell, but that little white line, let me see if I can show you. It's difficult. There we go. That little white line right there, keep it lined up with that tab. That way you know exactly how to install it on your new thermostat housing. And that way you can assemble everything while it's out here in your hand and you have it free. Once you put it back in the vehicle, it's hard to do that clamp. So it's easier out here. Do this, like I said, 20 minutes. A lot of times what I like to do is I'll get this started while I do the thermostat housing. And then by the time I'm done with the thermostat housing, you know, it's time to switch flow, and then I just sit around for, you know, another 30 minutes or so. This time I didn't do that. I had some other stuff going on, so I did a thermostat housing. Got pulled off. Now I'm starting to do this. Now I got to sit here for an hour while I flush this both ways. If you have any questions, comment below. Like I said, this is super simple. Anybody should be able to do it. And y'all have a good one.